A very good evening and welcome to the Predator Apex Wisconsin Women Open here at the Ho Chunk Gaming and Hotel in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Our final match of today will be one of the quarterfinals between Margaret FEFILOVA and the Duchess of Doom, Allison Fisher. In the commentary booth for this match will be Dale Lawrence, aka Little Cheddar, and myself, Tim de Ruiter. How are you doing today, Dale?
Very good evening. Very well. Thank you, Tim.
And I think we've got quite the matchup here.
As I was talking to you earlier, I've been playing pool since I've been 12 years old, and I have been following Allison Fisher for my whole entire life. My favorite female player of all. So this is a treat. And I don't want to say it right now, but I have to. I play with Margaret all the time, so it's hard. I can't pick a winner here. I can't.
Too personal.
Too personal.
Oh, that's
but
why
this is going to be exciting.
That's why you're in the commentary booth, because you're not picking sides.
Correct.
Okay, so break from the center, no ball, and I don't think that one ball goes to the side.
Yeah, I think the five's got it a little bit covered.
Well, if it doesn't go, I don't really see much safety opportunity, so then I would most likely play a push, probably to the left bottom corner.
I think she can see it by the way she's looking at it.
Yeah, I just if I shoot this, I want to make sure it actually really goes instead of like maybe I can just sneak it in and then you miss and you leave it in the open. Oh, it went.
It went.
Oh.
Good shot. A little steep on the two.
Yeah, not sure if it's just okay on the two ball. Yeah, she can cut this in and run the cue ball in the 10.
It's gonna. I was just about to say the same thing, Tim. I think it's gonna run right into the 10 with a little bit of inside English, probably a little bit of high right.
She looks like she's cueing a little low, so maybe she's. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Playing safe.
She's gonna play safe and. Oh.
Don't go in there. Great shot. Great save.
Yeah, just. So she played a very good cue ball. The only thing I'm worried about is she could have done a little bit better at where she would leave the two.
Where the two ended up,
because
I agree.
Now if Allison hits the two ball, there's a big chance of making it.
Probably going in. It did snuggle up on the rail, but I still, yeah, you 100%. If she does hit it.
Well, now is the big question how she's going to hit it. So we are playing 3 races to 4. The set score is tied 1 each. And the third set is tied 3 each. We will go to the shootout to determine the winner. And especially towards the business end of... Especially during the business end of the tournament, those shootouts, they get extremely tense.
A ton of pressure, and I think I've watched 7 or 8 shootouts so far in the last couple of days, and I'll tell you what, it's it's pressure packed.
It really gets
it's fun.
The crowd going too. Like the crowd really, like they hear, oh, there's a shootout on table 2, and you see this whole group of people. They go, whoosh, straight to that table.
Yep.
I like that.
You know, it's funny, you can actually hear the crowd talking, oh, there's a shootout on table 4, hurry up, get over there.
Yeah, I like the shootouts, just not when I play.
I don't think any of the pros really like shootouts.
Well, everybody's dealing with it. That's the main thing. I mean, it's like, I don't like to shoot a super long, tough cut. But, if you get one, you're shooting it. Like, it's
going to come up.
Yeah.
At some point in time, it's going to come up. So get used to it. Actually, working with Tyler up at the varsity club in Oshkosh, that's how he tells me how to practice, is work on the shots that you hate. Why work on the shots that you're comfortable with? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, very true.
So that's one of the best thing he's done for amateur, teaching. So, and he's a good teacher.
So first opportunity for Margaret Steyer. Of course, she's already had the opportunity with the 1 ball earlier, but with ball in hand, I would say that's a bigger opportunity than she had.
Indeed.
Now, 2 rails. No, 1 rail to go to the 6. Ran a little bit further than she would have liked. Will be a little bit awkward placing her bridge arm around the 9 and the 8.
I think she's probably going to draw probably a little bit of low left and draw it over to just kind of pull it back and play the 7 in the side where the cue ball is. Might just roll forward as well.
Yeah, I think I like the stun.
I like the stun.
If you want to go
well.
forward, you're going to shoot it harder, which will make the 6 a little bit tougher to make.
Potential rattle.
Yeah, this speed, yeah, I like this.
Straight in here, straight on in on this 8 ball would not be a bad place to be. It almost freeze it on the rail. So Tim, what did you think of the Filler-Steyer match?
Yeah, it was obviously Filler played a really good tournament, so that's on the side. Like, there's not many people in this building that were gonna beat him, unless he played a little less and the other guy played really good. And then Tyler did have the opportunity to have a good start and missed that 10 ball, and after he started to get in a little slump, and that was you know, not nice to see. But then Filler starts to run as well. He feels that someone just made a big mistake. He feels someone is weak, and that's usually where he starts to
blood in the water,
go crazy. Yeah. So I mean,
they don't call him Filler for, you know, no reason.
Yeah, he smells blood, and
that's
it was a great match to watch. If you have not seen it, I'm sure they will come up on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know when, but
get over and check it out.
Yeah, make sure.
It's a good.
Oh, it's
good match.
Yeah, I think it's actually already available. So make sure you check out the Pro Billiard Series YouTube channel.
All right, Margaret for game number 1.
Yeah, nice run out. Nothing crazy, which is exactly the thing she has to do. Don't want to be making crazy shots all the time and letting the cue ball go everywhere. And basic and simple is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So referee Jeff.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, always, yeah. Jeff McGee wrecking the balls for Margaret to break. Let's see if she chooses to break from the side or from the center. I have seen that Tyler has been breaking mainly from the side.
Ball and a half off the rail. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Margaret is going to do the same. But yeah, you never know. Because if the table breaks really good from the center, don't stick with the thing you like. Go switch. You know, that's.
Yeah, and if you look at the style of Margaret and Tyler, they are almost identical. Everything that they do, their pre-shot routine, everything is the same.
Well, she did really cut that cue ball, almost scratched, but
pocketed the ball.
And look at the position on the 1 ball.
Big draw stroke coming up, most likely.
Yeah, hit that a little thin. Sure, if she breaks later during this match, sure she's gonna try to hit a little thicker, but for now, of course, you're taking the opportunity right as it comes. So, big shot.
3 is in a spot of bother.
What side do you draw to? I think I'm gonna try and go in between the 9 and the 2.
Agreed.
Go use the rail, play with a little bit of right spin to help the cue ball, and then just like this, but not enough juice on the cue ball.
Well, if she does decide, that bank is not on. Safety coming. Try to stick Allison right between that 9 and 10, and mission accomplished.
Well, that bump on the 10 ball might have cost a 3. Yeah, she's blocked the 3 ball now, so we might be in for a lot more safety play.
Be a safety game here. I don't believe that 3-9 goes.
difficult this. I think I would go 2 rails.
To the bottom first?
Yeah, short rail first, long rail, try to hit the inside. Then at least you can get that spread, maybe have the 7 or the 6 involved. Maybe get the 2 behind the 6, or if you hit it thin, you get the cue ball behind the 7. Like, there's some options.
And these ladies are so good at it. I'm not even going to say what I was going to. But I've watched, you know, there's so many junior players that have been here all week long. Killer P, Kinsley. The way that girl kicks, it's not just hitting the ball. It's hitting a certain part of the ball to make sure that the cue ball goes somewhere else. And I mean, they're so specific.
Yeah, but that's also the way to go. It makes no sense to kick at a ball without knowing
With a
what
hope.
side you want to hit. Or like if there's no future to it, why are you doing it?
Right. You can't do it with a hope and a prayer.
So opening up the 3 and
she's okay.
She did not scratch, but yeah, that didn't really open up in a really great manner. Now she can play the safety behind the 10 and then send the 3 ball to the center of the table.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice to double them up so you don't leave any jump shots and all that. Yeah, I think she's got there.
I think she's all right. And she's going to have to kick off the long rail, probably 2 rails, unless there might be a window.
She could.
There is a window.
Oh,
You can see it.
She gonna nick the ball?
That cue ball is probably going to end up all the way down where her hand is now, or she's trying to.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, but it caught the 7.
Yeah, no, it's
Still turned out okay.
Yeah, the main thing was hit the 3 ball, don't sell out. Well, that's what she did.
Mission accomplished.
That was super thin. That's not something I like. I need to go practice if I follow Tyler's advice. No, I mean, those shots are, we all know how scary they get.
Speaking of Tyler, wow, what timing, Tim?
Well, they always watch each other's matches. I'm not really surprised that, yeah, he's there. Okay, quite surprised that she committed to make the 3 ball because
that was tough.
she was also not going to really get a nice shot on the 4 after. It was always going to be long and quite the angle.
All right, Allison Fisher's first trip to the table with not kicking at a ball. Coming up a little long. Not too bad. Very manageable. Probably.
Yeah, well, she could also run into the 7 here.
I was just thinking.
If she's got that angle, I think she does. Just a friendly bump. Don't hit it hard. Just a little bumpy bump.
Yep. Actually worked out really good because it kicked the 7 right next to the pocket.
Yeah, so less movement. Yeah, I think we could really have a very close match here tonight.
I'm hoping so. I'm sure all the viewers do too. It's always fun when it goes hill-hill.
Yeah, I like it more to watch a match which is really close than to see one guy or girl play really good and the other one struggles and it's like an easy win.
Right, with good play from both opponents.
Yeah. So
probably end up at the side pocket right on the bottom of your screen, well, where it was. Running a little bit long, but a good angle.
yeah,
Pull it back to the rail and play the 9 in the same pocket where the 8's going.
The main thing is also that she's pretty close to her work. Because if she had this shot on a longer distance, then this 8 ball is pretty tough. Now, you would most likely favor her to make this.
Is that where you see a lot of amateurs go wrong, where they're so shy of getting too close to their work because it's happened so many times before that, you know, they stay back a little further and they're leaving themselves with that long shot, which...
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes they're like, well, I'd rather just be on something than I run out of position. I'd rather run out of position because I was trying to do the right thing instead of settling for a 20% shot and never do the right thing.
Agreed.
It's the same. I'd rather take a long shot with the correct angle than really close to my work with the wrong angle.
All right, 1-1.
Yeah, one each, and they definitely settled down because both runouts was good cue ball work. No.
Good safety battle.
Yeah, good safeties. Yeah, good cue ball. I like it. Always so focused. Nice to watch. For a couple of years, also played we have the Euro Tour, and it's usually is a men's and a women's event. But sometimes we didn't have a women's event on the same location as the men. So then if Margaret was available, she would also play the, well, we say men, but it's the open, the open event. And she actually, I think she got a couple times really close to qualifying for the single elimination stages. Like that's beating, like that's finishing top 50, top 40 players in a 200 player field.
Impressive.
That's pretty tough to do.
Very impressive. Allison coming up dry, leaving Margaret with a shot at the 1. Potentially a 2-9 combination after that.
She is queuing over that 4-7 though. This is not an easy shot at all. And then to have the finesse to get on that 2 ball as well, because that really needs some special touch.
You ain't kidding. Margaret growing up in Belarus, and her parents, actually her mom, managing a pool hall in Belarus, is where she cut her teeth on the game. She's got a very interesting story of how she started playing pool.
Yeah, she's been around for a while.
Do you play this one hard or soft, Tim?
No, quite soft. I might just let the cue ball stun up to the 5 ball, like that kind of speed. I don't really have to get on the like hit the rail and out. She even could hold the cue ball better.
Called it perfect.
I think that 4 ball does go to the bottom right corner in this view. If not, that is definitely the key shot in this rack. She's going to end up a little straight here.
Yes, she is. That's a little flat.
And usually you would say, well, then play position for the bank on the 4. But banking the 4 is not going to result in having something on the 5.
Probably not.
Unless you start to do more on the bank, and it's...
And like what you were talking about before, Tim, is going crazy. You don't want to...
Yeah, stay away. Take it really simple. And I think she could go forward 2 rails. Miss the 6, go long rail, short rail, back to the center of the table. She can beat that kiss on the 6. Ooh. Yeah, she got that a little wide, and is that cue ball gonna end up?
Kind of in the middle. Probably leaving Allison with a bank on the 3. Tough cut in the side.
Yeah, I think the spin threw the cue ball off. That's on the new cloth. Yeah, she might roll this in the side though. If you don't make it in the side, then oh, she was playing
Safety.
Defense, yeah.
Ooh, she is leaving Margaret with
Oh, I'm jumping this.
I'm jumping this in a heartbeat. And so is Margaret.
The Predator air rush is out. And especially because there's just a small edge of the 5 ball is covering it, so you don't really have to elevate crazy much. And it has a small angle going towards a short rail and possible running into the 10 ball, which could end up
Might
pretty
end
nice.
up a good result.
Oh, close. Still okay, and that cue ball might get behind the 8.
That didn't miss by much.
Oh, it didn't get behind the 8.
Wow, it ended up on the other side. safe behind the 10.
Yeah, if she can bank the 3-ball over and beat the kiss, that's quite the challenge here.
Yep, get that cute.
Yeah, she was playing it the other way around.
Which did not result in a safe.
That's usually a pretty difficult shot. Most of the time when people play the shot, the cue ball is too slow. Just because they're trying to have the 3-ball go to the long rail and stick there. So they're so focused on getting the 3 somewhere that the cue ball is most of the time too slow.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's no way I'm going to correct Allison Fisher ever, no matter what. So.
Yeah, well, I mean.
What she does is the holy grail.
Well, also what people don't have to underestimate is that they are playing with a shot clock, 30 seconds per shot, and they only have one extension.
One extension per rack.
So, and imagine playing so many safeties to where you can have maybe 2 or 3 awkward shots. Well, then it's pretty tough. People really do not understand that playing the shot clock can be very tough.
Yeah, and when you hear that, and we've seen it in so many matches already, when you hear that buzzer go off and you haven't shot, or when you've got 5 seconds left and that clock is ticking down, all of a sudden now I got to do something. So
yeah, I've seen so many people, they would line up and they look like they were never gonna miss a shot, and then just before they were pull the trigger, that beep goes on and you could see their body shake like, oh,
yep.
What's going on?
And miss a shot.
I gotta hit it, and then completely just not even get close. It's the beauty of the shot clock. It's all experience. Nice shot on the 3-ball. Especially a good job because there was a high chance to get stuck on the long rail, which would make it tougher to get to the 5-ball.
Very hard cueing. Now she can draw back 1 rail.
Oh, she might play just stun with left. Oh. Yeah, and then again, she played with the left spin. The left spin is throwing the 4-ball more to the outside.
To the right, and she missed it.
She missed it right. Oh,
she missed it left. So didn't cut it enough. But not leaving Allison with much of anything here.
Yeah, she is missing. Quite fortunate so far. Which can change in a heartbeat. If Allison
go the other way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, she still did have extension. I was not sure if she had one. That's usually where the drama comes in. Getting behind the 6.
Oh, look at this.
Ooh.
Oh, she wanted just a little bit of roll on that 6-ball, but this is tough.
I mean, but how that 4-ball got together with the 10, she's a little bit unlucky not to get that extra oomph on the rail from the 6.
Yeah.
But that 4-ball really got tough. I think I would kick this 2 rails with a quite soft speed. You're just gonna bump the 4-ball to the long rail and hopefully get the cue ball behind the 10. Oh. Yeah, I think she was trying to go 3 rails and catch the edge. Ball in hand, Allison Fisher, and
being where the 4 is and having the 7-ball there, I don't even know if this is such the easiest shape to get to the 5.
Well, it looks like she's playing safe again.
Yeah, she agrees. This is tough shape to get down.
Well, she could put the cue ball on the short side, shooting the 4-ball in the bottom right corner, but then it would be extremely tough to get on the 5. Now this is pure class, because if you look at the cue ball, how she stick the cue ball right, like flat on the 10-ball. She's blocking either the left side or the right side long rail,
forcing Margaret to kick 2 rails.
Yeah, minimum. Just basically on how she did stick the cue ball, which most of the people, they would be a little bit more to the right or to the left, and now they are just giving the opponent a better out. So this is 2 fouls and a nice layout for Allison to work with.
Do you go for the 3rd foul and hook her behind the 8, or just run it out?
No, it's open table.
Too easy.
Yeah, and also all the balls are in the open. It's not like, of course she could play behind the 8, but now if she doesn't play the cue ball perfect, then she might leave the one rail and
Leave her hit.
Margaret. If then most of the times you'll see Margaret will hit it and then leave not so much, and then you get the whole struggle with the safeties again. When the opportunity comes, you got to go for it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect angle to draw. Actually, she wants to end up almost where the cue ball is now, but maybe a little bit further off the rail. Right about there.
Oh
Huh.
yeah, she's
I got one right, Tim.
yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
No, I mean she's good here. Maybe yeah. If you really want to be picky, you could say she would have wanted a little bit more. But she can stun the cue ball off the rail. This is not a very tough shot in any means.
Does it look like she's going forward? It is.
Yeah, and I think that was a little bit surprising.
I don't
I
understand
thought
why.
if she could have went maybe half a diamond or a diamond out, that 8 ball is already okay. This is a big tester though. This is a difficult shot.
You aren't kidding. This is 7 feet just to get to the 8 ball.
Those are the awkward shots we were talking about the Tyler thing.
Mm-hmm. And this is going to take one heck of a good draw. Yeah, and that is a direct result of not playing like we had just said.
Yeah, she
left herself very long, obviously just by running into the 10.
Yeah, but she tried to do a little bit more on the 7, where I think it was not necessarily needed. But this, this is still a tough shot. She might get another chance.
What a shot.
Or not. She hit that great. So looks like things are gonna go Margaret's way here. If she makes a 10 ball, she takes the lead.
All right.
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1 in favor of Margaret.
Yeah, it's always a little bit give and take. You're always gonna give a little bit here and there, like your opponent is gonna give back. Like that's just how well, most of the time that's how it goes. Like people are always thinking about playing that perfect set of pool, but in reality, most of the players, they make 1 or 2 mistakes anyways during a set.
It's funny, that didn't work out for me at all this week in any of my matches, Tim, but yeah. Because it was all taking by my opponent.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I was giving, they were taking. But that happens.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quit.
No.
Working with Tyler some more.
Yeah. Okay, let's see on the break. Let's see if she can hit a little bit thicker. She had it really thin earlier. Oh, almost at the same ball in the corner, but now...
And I noticed too, these 3 balls that are in the middle of the rack, like 2 out of the 3 racks so far, or 4 racks, those 3 balls have been staying right there.
Well, the reason why is because she's hitting it really thin at the moment. So the power is not really transferring to all the other balls in the rack.
That makes sense. Don't get on that 6. Don't hit this. Uh-oh.
That's not a friendly bump.
Mm-mm. So it looks like Allison is probably going to thin the right side of the 2 and try to get maybe between the 9 and the 3. I don't know.
I was thinking
this
maybe
is not an easy
if
save.
she can play a small messe, catch a half ball, send the 2 ball to the center of the table, and bring the cue ball behind the.
You called it. She's jacked up on it. So.
Oh, needs that 2 ball to go. Caught it just a little bit too thin.
So Margaret could either play this one on the side and try to avoid the 5-10 down there, but she's probably going to have to play the 3-9 combo if she elects to do that. Could play it all the way down in the corner, but that's a risky shot as well. I think I'm playing it on the side. Take my chances on the next.
Well, needs to avoid a 5-8-10 as well. I think I would have went for the corner just because I wouldn't know how to go around these 3 balls. Now she will need a good shot because she's opening up the key shot of this rack. That 3-9 was the toughest ball in this rack.
Well, and that clump of the 5-8-10 was something that she could have used for her advantage as well. And now that's kick on the 3, and the rest of the rack is open.
Going 1 rail, trying to catch quite full ball. Oh, well, she's left it open.
Probably a draw right back into where the 10 is sitting. Play the 4 in the side. Or she could roll forward and play the 4 all the way down. And it looks like she is electing what I said first. Good shot. Might catch a little piece of the 7, but that's quite all right. That'll leave her the good angle on the 5 to get to the 6.
As long as that bump on the 7
is on the right side.
And make sure that she's not glued to the rail.
There's the bump. And half a ball out from the rail. Not bad.
Yeah, and a good angle on the 5. Can go 1 rail back to the center of the table. Wasn't really gonna matter how she would end up on the 6. If she ran a little bit further, she could go 1 rail. If it was straight, she could draw back.
She's always gonna have the angle to get to the 7.
Yeah, now she could even go forward 2 rails.
A little bit of a reach and having to avoid the 7 so she does not touch it because it is all ball fouls.
Okay, well she has left a longer 7 ball though. Oh, thanks to the new cloth.
That was thick.
Well, is she queuing over this 10 ball? Because that gets a little nervy though.
She hit this 7 a lot thicker than what she had hoped. That could have stayed on the table.
Yeah, and she has been playing some good cue ball, like every time in the beginning of the rack. Like she's running out and cue ball control, everything fine, and then she gets to the 7, 8, 9, 10. And these kind of shots start to get a little bit strange sometimes. But this is a good recovery shot.
Probably going to draw out of this one. Over to the rail, obviously, to get herself straight onto the 10. Just like so.
So to level the score, 2 each.
What a crowd we've had here this week. I mean, this, obviously you look at the camera, and this place has been packed.
Well, and also what I really liked is, obviously with Tyler getting far into the tournament, now Margaret being far in the Women's Open, I think it's been really cool because there's a lot of local people that are wanting to see them perform against the best in the world.
This is such a treat for Wisconsin having this here. And I was talking with Amy Kane earlier, and it was this is like the pinnacle of cool for Wisconsin having this happen right here in our back door.
Yeah, but then to have someone that lives here as well and to be getting that far in the tournament, that's just already, like, it's cool to experience. For me as an outsider, it's cool to experience this too, because it means that, you know, like, the local fans are really involved in what's going on too.
Yeah, and having the Steyers make it as far as they have, it's just another incentive to come on down and watch.
Okay, so first time Allison is breaking from the side rail. She's done breaking from the center. Trying to probably duplicate what Margaret is doing. I'd like to see a little more square hit to make the one in the side. Oh, there
Pushes
goes
past,
one ball.
but makes the 8 ball.
And I don't think the one ball goes. But at least she's got the initiative to do something. She could
safety between the 4 and the 5. Push the one between the 4 and the 5 and get the cue ball down here.
Yeah, I was thinking the 1 into the 5.
That too.
And then the cue ball close to the short rail behind the 6.
Just a soft roll.
Maybe the, oh, she's playing the other way around.
Ooh.
If she took away the, if she had taken away the kick from the short rail, the kick and stick over the short rail, then this is a very tough one to hit.
Really tough. She may actually have to masse a little bit around the 4.
Which would not be too nice with the spin to open up towards the 1.
I think that's the only thing that she left her, though.
If she's got the gap, I'm playing with a lot of draw to stick the cue ball behind the 2. Oh. Well, I mean,
that's not a bad result.
She played it a conservative way. Yeah. Just make sure she hit it thin. And
like you were saying, Tim, that could have ended up a lot worse. That's not bad. Allison probably going to thin the left side of the 1 ball and bring the cue ball, potentially hide it right behind the 9, but get it all the way down table. Leave her long.
She's going to get covered behind the 9. That would make everything so much better.
Wow, what a shot. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Talk about cue ball control.
She hit that good, and now I think the 1 rail kick is blocked by the 2, unless she's gonna go maybe further and then withdraw, like trying to bend the angle. But it's difficult. She's now looking at
2 rails. That's
also only the full ball hit on the 1. There's not too many things that can go great. If you look at from this angle, she's gonna arrive going from here towards the 1.
Very small window. I think a little bit softer, that may have bounced a little bit more towards the 1. That was pretty hard hit, stiff.
Yeah, it was a tough shot. It was a very strong shot from Allison Fisher.
And that opens up that little mess that was down there for Allison to get out.
Yeah, this is a big rack. Oh.
Wait a second.
Has she forgotten that the 2 ball is there?
She forgot about the 2 ball.
Oh, she's called the 7. Yeah, she just realized.
Oh my.
Oh, that's not something you get to see every day.
She
well, yeah, she has a little smile too.
It's funny because Allison's laughing at herself right now. She completely forgot the 2 ball was there. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I mean, like I said, this doesn't really happen very often, and yeah, the shot clock also made her rush this.
And did not leave her a clear shot.
Is her okay shot? Just not something you expect.
I believe I'm going to have to give the Duchess of Doom a little bit of ribbing, maybe a little later. What were you thinking there?
I am wondering what was going through her head.
She's laughing at herself. That's all that matters.
Oh, nice separation.
And stuck on the 10, close to it. Allison probably going to thin the right side. And there's Allison pointing at her forehead. What was I thinking?
Hit it thin. Oh, she plays these shots so well.
She sure does.
This is not the first one she's hit.
And only missed by a half a ball.
I mean, yes, she has left the cut shot on the 2, but still, I've seen people hit that shot so thick that they sold out instantly.
Where the 2's sitting right in the pocket.
Yeah, and now you're still gonna make the 2 and go back and forth, or at least get to the center of the table to be able to cut the 3 into the 7.
I think she's going to hit this medium stroke a little bit firm. 2 rails all the way down and back, and there we
she
go.
hit that good though.
Very good. Now the key is to make sure that you control your cue ball to be able to play the 3 after the combination, if she elects the combination. I'm assuming she will.
I am thinking about either running into the 5 or the 9, and the 3 ball will most likely stay around the corner pocket there.
Well played.
Yeah, turned out great.
Now the 6 ball is big. Try to get to right dead center of the table. Don't want to get involved with that 6.
Oh, she's lost the cue ball a bit. She's going to be okay. Well,
yeah, and that was kind of a direct result of having that 8-inch extension on the back of her cue and having to reach full table. It always tends to make you hit the ball just a little bit harder than you need to.
It's less smooth. But she's got perfect on the 4. It's almost straight, and the only thing she's got to do is follow to the center of the table.
She's got it.
Not ideal.
Straight draw.
Yeah, it's just I have a feeling she's got the small angle to where she wants to stay away from the rail. I think she might be going a little bit towards it.
Might have to force it a little.
Just draw back 1 ball and make sure you play the stop shot on the 6. Oh yeah.
She does have the angle though. That's this is tough.
Yeah, it's just.
Might have to float this one in.
No, I'm shooting at the speed that I get to the long rail and back out, because the really soft speed is also a scary stroke. And the main thing is get straight on the 9 anyways. Oh yeah. And
yeah, that was.
This is just because she.
On the rail.
Yeah, I thought if she could draw back a little bit on the 5 and stay away from the rail and just take a longer 6 and straight, then I'm pretty sure she can make that shot a little easier than shooting off the rail.
And this is a big game.
Yeah, this is to get on the
gets
hill.
you on the hill.
This back and forth, Allison shooting position for the wrong shot, and then now Margaret missing the 6 ball. It's a big twist in the event, big turns.
All right, it looks like Allison is going to be on the hill first.
Yeah, 3-2, Allison Fisher, and yeah, so far so tense. Back and forth. Referee Jeff McGee racking the Predator Arcos II balls. For Allison Fisher to break the balls, breaking from the side. Last time she's made 1 ball on the break, I believe. We'll be looking to do the same. Duchess of Doom.
Break and run for the first set. And this is coming up dry. Where's that 4 gonna? Ooh, that even made it easier for Margaret.
Yeah, if you look, the 1, 2, 3, and 4.
All at the bottom of the table.
I think also the 5, by the way.
3 came down here.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the other end.
But
That's
that
weird.
6 ball is a little bit tough to get on.
Good shot. Didn't want to be on the rail, but that's okay. All she has to do is soft roll this in. That leaves her with a good angle on the 3.
Softly drop it in and go 2 reels from the 3 to the 4.
Yeah, she could play the 4 on the side.
Just, she will have to play some speed to get from the 4 to the 5, and those side pockets can be quite tough when you start to play with more speed.
I think that's what she's eyeing up, though. She leaves herself on the bottom side of the 4. It's not too hard to get to the 5 from there.
She could draw with some right spin, just get to the center of the table and take the cut on the 4. It's either that or go twice the long reel to get a little straighter on the 4.
Oh, don't do that. Oh no. That was a result of straight draw instead of using just a little bit of left. Or right, sorry. A little bit of right hand spin.
Yeah, just a tad too low in the cue ball, I think.
Yeah, and she forced the cue ball into the rail so fast that the spin did not take.
Yeah, so
This could give Allison the first set.
yeah. And that's, I was considering maybe drawing and taking the cut on the 4, just to make sure you don't really lose the cue ball like that. And well, she did get a little straight on the 4.
I think this is a 2-rail draw, though.
Did get a little straight on the 5. I'm
On the
sorry.
5.
Yeah.
I think she's going to have to load up on low left. Oh no, she is going 3 rails.
Or maybe just stun straight
No,
over, but it's
never
really
mind.
sensitive in speed, and
Hit it good.
wow.
Hit it really well.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. Now can she stay away from the 10? Doesn't want to bump the 10 in front of the 7.
Nope. Yeah, I think she could just stun it over. That's the great thing about pool. Everybody plays it different. You know, nobody plays exactly the same. I usually don't play the correct way, which is why I'm in the booth.
So 2 rails forward. Trying to get straight on the 8. Did dip a little bit on that shot. Didn't really go nice and smooth on the top spin.
And jacked up over the 10 ball. Not real close, but
Oh, you know, making the 8, I completely believe that's going to happen. But where is she going to get to play the 9?
would you draw this? And play the 9 in the side?
I might play with... no, not with inside, no. I don't know.
This is
This
not...
like I said, this is kind of like, where do you go to?
Yeah, this is not a gimme. It's pretty much a gimme on the 8, but shape is going to be a little challenging.
You could play with inside and just play it hard and make sure you get out of the back of the 10. She's playing up and down, I think.
The 10 became a big ball.
Oh, needs a bump.
Oh, she got it.
Yeah. A little fortunate there. And that's gonna win her the set, I think. Oh, she's gonna masse on this.
Yeah, let's pull it back up. Yep, there we go. All right, this for set number 1 for the Duchess of Doom.
Yeah, nice hit. Of course, a lot of danger for a foul.
Don't want to double hit the cue ball. 9 ball.
So, and in it goes. So Allison Fisher steals this set. Could have been closer.
Stolen is a good word, actually.
Yeah,
That's
so she wins the first set 4-2. And we'll go for a little break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Predator Apex Wisconsin Women's Open. We'll go for a couple highlights from the first set. This was the first game. Nicely and controlled. Also a good shot to get perfect on this combination. Very nicely controlled as well.
She played that exactly as you called it.
Oh, and this was where Allison let her go a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's when Allison missed that 8 ball.
Yeah. Nice shot queuing over the 10 ball.
Good cut down the rail.
Yeah, and this is where Margaret let Allison go a little bit. This was on 2 each. And then this is the last rack where she got a little bit awkward on that 8 ball. She managed to scrape through with this nice messé. So we are back in the arena and we are ready to go. Set number 2.
Let's get on to set number 2.
So before we start this set, we would like to thank our sponsors, of course, real fast. We got Predator Apex Table, of course, with the Predator Group. Q Sports International CSI League, of course, with the state championships on the background. We have our US Pro Billiard Series partners, Medalla Light, Rums of Puerto Rico, and Kamui Tips. Or just Kamui, actually, not just tips.
Everything.
So Allison.
And it spins into the side.
Allison started in the first set. That means Margaret gets to start in the set after that. Scratched on the break, and
Margaret has a little grin on her face because she knows that was a big mistake to start set number 2.
yeah, and it barely dropped though, because there was a little outside spin on that. So when it hit the point, it didn't really want to go, but it was already too deep.
We're going for 3 foul here.
Well, and I think the main thing why she
didn't freeze her on that 5 ball.
Yeah, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about where she has left the 1. Because if she had tucked that 1 in between the 10 and the 2, for example, then it was going to be a real big trap. Now Margaret can go 2 rails or 3 rails. That's her lucky thing. I mean, can't really call it lucky, but
yeah, if she was stuck between the 5 and the 7, she was in jail.
Oh, and
oh, she's lucky that 10 came out as far as it did, but I don't believe Allison is going to elect to play the 1-10 combination. She may, but that is a very precise cut.
yeah, pretty fortunate there.
Yeah, that could have sat right in the pocket.
But then again, well, I don't know why Allison's not shooting the 1 and then the 2
No.
and shoot the 4-10.
This is the third foul. So
Yeah, also, yeah.
She's going to hide her between the 5 and the 7.
I was going to say, if going from the 2 to the 4 is not too difficult, and she can play the 4-10 to win. So, but of course, I understand. This is also a little mental game they're playing too. Like,
for sure.
she knows it's going to hurt Margaret a little bit more, and this is going to tie up pretty bad.
Oh, that is a
Oh,
good.
nope.
Oh, she left her a window.
I thought it was going to stick. There is a window. She is on 2 fouls, and 3 fouls would mean loss of game. So 3 fouls in a row, obviously. Well, she's looking at
Margaret does not see this, that she has a window.
wow, I don't know
It
what's
is a
happening
it
right
is
here.
a clear window between the 6 and the 7. Oh no.
Oh, and
That is
Oh.
the third foul, correct?
scratch on the break. She's missed the last. Yeah,
That is the third foul.
yeah. I mean, some okay safety play from Allison Fisher, but I am actually quite flabbergasted that she did not see that window.
Well, that's 1 apiece then. All right, Allison leading 1-0 in set number 2.
I do not remember Allison winning one of these events yet. I do remember she has said somewhere like, it is going to happen somewhere one day. So I feel she really is energized enough to say, I am going to win
It's
a U.S. Pro Billiard Series event.
It's the only event that she's never won, I'm assuming, because she's pretty much won everything else, at least once. I believe 9-time world champion, correct? Player of the year for, I believe, 13 or 14 years. That's pretty hard to top.
Yeah, she's had a long career, but then also in different disciplines. She's also played snooker, English billiards,
yeah.
which you can really see on her technique. Like, she really has a snooker technique, and then later adjusted to where she also can do the long stroke shots and everything. So there's a combination of both. There is snooker and pull in that technique, which is quite rare, to be honest.
And she definitely has that snooker stance.
So no ball on the break. He's not left anything on the 1 ball.
Well, Margaret has got her work cut out for her if she wants to get back into this match.
Yeah, I feel momentum is completely at Allison's side at this moment. Also a little bit based on body language and her facial expressions. Like, she looked a little bit exhausted in some way. Like, just when she missed a kick, she walked to the chair and she just, yeah. Of course, it's long days. It's not the first day they've been playing.
They've all been here since Tuesday.
Some matches have been taking very long, so sometimes she might have played a match delayed. You know, like, it could be a pretty rough week.
It wears on you.
Yeah. That's also something that really people forget to think about.
Ooh, that one leaked out, and I think it's going to sit right in the pocket.
Oh, yeah. It's time for Margaret to go here.
I think a third set would be fun. I don't believe Allison agrees with that, but I think our viewers probably would. All right, good shot.
Yeah.
She's on the bottom side of the 2, so she can play that in the side, draw over to the rail to play the 3.
The only thing I'm wondering, when Allison tried to play that safety, did she tie up that 7 ball enough?
Yeah.
From this view, it looks like it goes. But depending on how you get there, like if you can get perfectly straight on it, I think you're fine. Having an angle towards the 9 can get scary on it.
That is a good point. little bit flat, so I think she's probably going to have to follow all the way down and play the 4 on the side.
She might be able to play 2 rails.
Yep.
Not
Agreed.
pounding the cue ball, but just softly, little bit of spin to get it off the short rail.
A little bit of left-hand spin. Just like so. Good angle probably to come 1 rail and out and play, I don't know. Tim, does that 5 go past the 6?
No, I don't think so, based on what we see here. So, but she can still go with inside. Play just soft, top spin, some inside. Just barely hit the rail so it crawls towards a 5. You don't really have to get super close to it. Just make sure you have it.
Just like that.
Well, she did not play the inside and still so good, so. Sometimes you gotta take the medicine. You cannot always play to get super cute on your next shot.
Mm-hmm. Take what the table gives you.
Yep. I mean, we all want straight in stop shots or like super easy shots, but
balls are round.
Yeah.
They roll. Doesn't happen.
Things happen, yeah.
Yeah, they very rarely do you get straight on the whole game. And this is the shot you were talking about, Tim. This is 6 to the 7. She has got to get.
If she can get to the long rail where the 7 ball is, I think that would be nice, just to stay away from that 9 ball. If you have a shot running into the 9, then you could end up on the rail, maybe a little awkward angle.
Tough on the 8.
Yeah. It's a cue ball to go a little bit.
I think her plan right from the start was to probably play the 8 in the side, in the top pocket.
Yeah, we'll be shooting from next to the 9. It's not, she doesn't have much room there, and that 8 ball is not going to be a very comfortable shot either.
And the hardest part is this cue ball is probably going to end up on the rail. I mean, she probably just going to stun forward just a little bit, or she's going to be jacked up on the 9. So it's kind of one of the two.
Oh, and
she hit that 9 first.
Yeah.
I don't know if the referee. Okay, I'm not going to call that shot, but it looked like the 9 first.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that both ladies. If you look at the direction.
Oh no, she didn't.
She didn't.
I don't know. That was so close.
Because if you look at the direction where the cue ball went after.
Yeah, and where the 9 went.
Yeah. Oh, big stroke. Is she gonna have a nice bump?
Ooh, kind of the 50-yard line here.
You know, it's always nice to be close to your work, but not this close. And shooting with the bridge. Now, in snooker,
on a 9-foot table, this is hard.
In snooker, this is a very common thing, using the bridge very often. So I do trust her that she'll be fine using it.
She's going to spin this in. Just like, oh, never mind. This is an opportunity that Margaret is going to have to take advantage of.
Allison asking if Margaret wanted to use the bridge or not. I think she said, no, I got my extension. Because most of the pool players, they're kind of scared of using the bridge. So.
They don't practice with it.
Yeah.
And everybody now has 1, 2, if not 3 extensions in their case.
Oh, good shot. Nicely done. And
that's a good shot.
This was very impressive, actually, to cut it with a hair of right spin. Looks really easy. It's not easy, especially on the new cloth. Yeah, and she might have to run softly into the left side of the 2.
Yeah, this is a steep angle on the 9 ball. So she's going to have to get maybe a little bit fortunate or try to draw out of it a little bit. Yeah, and like you said, bump the 10 down to the corner. Hit it soft. A little bit of a thin shot. Should be manageable.
Okay. She's okay. Or should be okay. Not trying to put any curses. Okay, 1 each. She's at least back in it, getting some momentum, trying to get that stroke out a little bit.
So do you believe, Tim, that the commentator curse is a real thing?
No.
I didn't think so either.
No.
A lot of people think it is.
Yes.
That we actually have control over what happens on the table.
That I have control. Like if I say a shot is unmissable, that now she gets this in her head like, oh my, I can miss this shot. No.
Right.
I mean,
I mean, I don't even have control over my own game, let alone somebody else's.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't believe it.
yeah, I mean, I think it's more a funny saying, right? So, let's see. Margaret breaking. Would be nice to break and have an open shot. They've been getting a lot of clusters and not really any run-out chances after the break.
Yeah, let's watch those 3 middle balls and see where they end up after this break, because she's still breaking from the same exact spot.
But
let's
I
see
would
if
like
they
to
still
see her
stick there.
hit a little thicker.
I agree.
Okay, now it was thicker. You see now the ball
There we
spread a
go.
lot more.
And that one went, oh, stay out of the way, 2,
Well, it needs
3.
to bump the 2 or
Stay out of the way.
See, thicker. Still not super thick, but
Better.
I mean, you can see the balls, at least they're not sticking to each other anymore.
Either a super thin cut on the 2, or she could play safe and try to snooker Allison behind that 3 ball.
I like that better.
I do too, because I think that. Ooh, by the
Or-
way,
or
she might be banking this too.
I mean, which I could understand. Missing the bank would be having a safety. Then, you know, on the other side, most of the time when I shoot that shot, I'm either going, okay, if I go for the bank, I'm going full for the bank. Or if I want to play safe, then I play a really good save.
100%.
Like, sometimes these kind of shots work out where you can get this shot covered. But in this case, you know that Allison is most likely to play a good safety.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if that hits a 6, it's not good.
So, opportunity for Margaret. Now slowly momentum is going towards Margaret's side though, yeah?
Yeah, the last game and first half of this one.
Ooh.
Wow. Pocket speed allowed that ball to go in. Any harder and that is still on the table. Hit that a little bit thick. I believe the 4 to the 5 could be, well, actually if that 5 goes between the 7 and 10, then it is not so challenging. But I don't know if there's a window. Obviously, there is not a window there.
The
She
5
would
ball?
Yep.
No, I don't. Oh, I don't think so. I mean, I was gonna say no, but you never know unless you get that view.
Looks like she's queuing in the middle of the ball, so she's going to follow down and play the 5 in the side. Get a little further. Did she get far enough? I believe so.
I think it's okay. The only thing is if you get a little bit too much on the high side of the 6, you will run into the 10. You want to stay away from bumping balls in this case. I'd like to just go forward, maybe 3 balls. I think she's done. Yeah, she's done well here.
That looks good. Good angle to get to the 7, and 7 to get to the 8.
Oh, and she will have to. Yeah, she's got a nice angle here to go 2 rails up to the 8. She doesn't have to go all the way up table, just get to
Leave
the
an
bottom
angle.
side pocket in this view.
Right where
Go back down.
right where the line is for the kitchen. Yeah, right around in there.
Where is she going? Oh, she's playing draw.
left herself up really well.
Is she on the rail though? No.
Nope.
Okay, and then now maybe play 3 rails. Go short rail, the right long rail, in this case top long rail, and then go in between the 10 and the 9, and then bump off the short rail. Then you're always on the 9. I think that's how you play, top right, or go to the center of the table and take the cut on the 9.
I think that's where she's going. Yep, soft roll, center of the table. Yep, good call. Take the harder cut on the 9. Ensure that you gotta have a shot.
Yeah, the only thing is, if you have good cue ball control, then getting to where the cut is not uncomfortable, yeah, you can do it. Now, sometimes, you know, you get a little bit more cut. Now you got to travel more for the 10 ball, and then it's most of the time super awkward, and that's where mistake comes from.
This is a little steep. So she's probably going to try to get it to stop right by that left-hand side pocket and play the 10 in the same pocket.
Oh, I would play a hair of right spin.
Yeah, I agree.
To throw the 9 ball in. Yeah, she did too. Nicely done, good speed.
Beautiful.
So, takes the lead once again. Margaret FEFILOVA. If she makes his 10 ball, of course. So 2-1. Margaret FEFILOVA Steyr. Also due to a high finish in one of those Pro Billiard Series events, I think. It's not like she's had bad results, but I think she's good enough to get to a final or win one.
For sure.
She's been competing for a while. She's used to the conditions, so I think she's due to, yeah, get there.
And she practices every single day.
Well, that's the thing. If you, it's all about the actions. So what do you do to grow or be ready for your next tournament?
Put yourself in that position.
And then the other side is your attitude. How is your attitude around the table? How is it in your chair? How do you talk to yourself? You know, those are the main things. A lot of people, they practice 20 hours a week, but then if their attitude is bad and they maybe lose 2 games, then they're done.
A pool player with a bad attitude? I've never met one of those.
Well, you met me. No.
Oh, yeah. All right, so there's one. That's Tim DeRuyter.
Nah, I think I'm not that bad, but...
You know, and that's the key, honestly, Tim. You know, and everybody knows that. Most pros are emotionless. They're not high, they're not low. They stay calm, you know, and that's honestly the key to consistency. Well, Margaret can see the one obviously very clear, but
yeah, what do you play here?
You can't play the bank shot because it's not going to go past the 5, so she could play the thin cut, but oh, no, definitely not. She did call the bank.
I think I like to cut the 1 to the short rail and go long rail, just the long rail next to the 3, and maybe get the 7 in between.
I think this is a 2-way shot here. Ooh. Yeah, didn't want to run into the 7.
She was mainly focused on getting the cue ball down table. I think the focus on this shot should have been making sure the 1 ball stays at the short rail.
Giving Allison a really good opportunity to tie this up again. She wanted to get nice and straight on this 3 ball. Draw it back about, well, not much at all. Almost a stop shot. Giving her angle to get to the 5.
I think that
Just pull it back.
I think the 6 ball does go in the corner where the 9 ball is, so in that case, yeah, from here for sure. If she doesn't like to draw away from the 6 ball, then just go forward and play with some right spin and get to the center of the table.
Play the longer shot on the 5.
Well, you can go long rail, and with the right spin you go to the center. And
just don't run into the 6. Yeah, I like that.
Don't end up glued to the short rail. That could be an awful cut.
Probably pull it back about 2 balls worth.
Yeah, balls are laying really nice here to make 2 each.
One railing out, play the 8 right between the 9 and the 10.
Just try to take the place of where the 7 is now. I think that would be okay. Get off the rail next to the 7.
Oh, elected to play them both in the same pocket.
Well, this did not really work out.
No, she's steep on the 10 or on the 8, and she's probably going to have to come around the 9 ball.
She will have to play either inside spin, left spin to close the angle, or right spin to go really through the angles, 2 rails, and no kiss. I think she played inside spin.
Yep,
yeah.
hit it smooth. Pull it back about a foot.
Yeah, and just when Margaret started to get some momentum going and starting to feel good,
She allows Allison to catch up.
yeah, and she does, because that's also the thing. If you're in your chair a little bit for a while, you feel that momentum is slipping away. To then run out, that's also quality.
Indeed. All right, we are all knotted up at 2 apiece.
2 each, and yeah, like I said before, this could be a real close match, and we might go to a deciding set here. This could easily go 4-2 for Allison and then 4-2 for Margaret.
I think our viewers probably want to see that. I do. More pool is better.
Yeah.
All right, Allison set to break in rack number 5 of this second set.
Yeah, just look at this arena. If you look at this arena, do you not get this need to play pool?
I do.
Like it just starts to, yeah, drive me crazy.
I get the need to practice more.
Oh, did hit that really thin though. But then again, she got cover on the 1, so as long as you don't sell out after the break, you're good.
Leaving Margaret most likely with a push out. I am going to probably put it into the bottom right hand corner, right in that area, and leave her on the rail. Right about there. That's good.
I am thinking about giving this back.
I would.
The only thing, well, maybe not. She could bank the 1 ball 2 rails down table behind the 10-3-5, and the cue ball with some right spin trying to get behind the 4. But then also there's a very big margin of error. So I completely agree if Allison said, well, you know, I don't really feel this one. Go ahead.
She already gave it back.
Or is she banking just that 1 ball down table? 'Cause that is.
She could thin the left side of the 1. Yep, that's what she elected to do, or hit it a little full. But this is good speed.
Did she get?
Oh my! Is there a window?
Wow. Because she actually did hit that really good.
She did.
Just look how she thinned it, and also if that 1 ball ends up just behind the 9 or just behind that 4 ball.
Allison has no.
I think it goes.
Ooh.
Oh, that is
Wow.
so unlucky. And now, does that 3-ball go to the bottom right corner? I think it does. Nice and smooth though. Perfect swing.
Yeah, she had to throw it a little bit, not much.
So low left.
Well, I don't think she has any option here. If she decides to make the 3, she is going to run into that 10 ball one way or another. I don't know if she wants to leave it there or...
She might be able to play with top left spin, run into the 10, catch the bottom rail, and then still
come
open
up.
up to the 4. But it's super tough to say if she's gonna hit that 10 ball just too thick, or that she's gonna cut it just right to do that. She's the one to judge that. Like, it's super tough to guess from the camera.
And that's what a lot of the better players do when they know that they're going to run into another ball after pocketing it. They want to know which side that they're running into, where that cue ball is going to end up.
Maybe she's stunning, and then no. She played it soft.
And it actually touched the 7 a little.
Oh, she's
Just
settled.
a little nudge on the 7.
She's settled for a long 4-ball, and I do not like this at all. I don't think she's got it too.
It's close. I think she does. But you're right. I mean, this is lengthy. Yep, she has it. Just don't run into the 6.
Oh, we'll need one long shot more. I mean, the length of the table, and we'll have to draw back. It's a small angle, so she might also be getting close to the bottom side pocket here. 6-ball doesn't go in the corner, so okay, she's going forward.
She's going to force it past the 7.
Oh,
Wow,
she's hit
that
that
is
great.
a beautiful shot.
Well, and this is also, she's showing pure class here because she was down in the set 2-1. She knows she doesn't want to go to that deciding set because then Margaret's is going to have a lot more momentum. And then to pull off these kind of shots,
That was a gorgeous stroke on that 5-ball. She can elect probably to throw this 7 in a little bit and leave the cue ball at an angle to play the 8 in the side, or go all the way around and play it in the same pocket. Yep, that was the call.
Yeah.
Friendly little bump on the 10.
well,
Fortunate.
she's not done yet.
Nope.
This is still quite awkward. Have to cut the 8, take a longer 9, and then still some traveling to do on the 9 to the 10. The good thing though, if she can get to the center of the table, she's relatively close to the 9. Now, is she playing forward 3 rails?
I was just about to
Or is
ask
she
you the
gonna
same
play
thing.
low right and go 2 rails?
Just about to ask you the same question.
Or is she just gonna drop the 9 in and
She's
cut
drawing.
the 10?
She's drawing it back.
Well, she could kill the cue ball right there and cut the 10. Nope.
I like this shot.
Oh,
much
she hit
better.
it perfect.
Did she ever?
Yeah, so she hit it great. And Allison Fisher is on the double hill. She is almost in that semi-final. Yeah, and there's a really big prize money gap too. The loser of this match gets $3,250, while the winner of this match gets $5,000 and a chance to win even more. Second place is $10,000, and the first $17,000. So
$1,800 spread in this game alone.
yeah, I mean that's worth playing for.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd try.
Very focused. She's gonna break. Oh, is she going back to the center of the table?
Or the left side, or right side, sorry.
I'm
Oh, she
surprised
is.
because
I'm surprised at this
she
too.
has been not breaking square on the one ball from the side, and she goes back. She wasn't been having great results from the center. Let's see.
And coming up dry. And leaving Margaret. Oh, that 4 might. That sets it up much easier for Margaret too.
Yeah, roll the 1 into the 4. Most likely to have it. You're bringing the cue ball back to the bottom long, short rail as well.
She hit that with a little bit of left-hand draw. Solid, but the big thing is you don't want that 1 to follow the 4 ball in, and there's a good potential for that.
Yep.
If you think it's going to happen, then you need to draw out of this so you have shape on the 2.
No, you have to take the risk here. I think you play for the left side of the 4 rail first, or like that you double kiss the 4 in.
Don't fall in. Don't. Good
Oh,
shot.
she did it perfect.
Really good
Yeah.
shot.
Nice and controlled, good speed. Even though if she had hit it straighter in the face, then still she's played such a good speed that that 1 ball was not going to follow.
And just like you called it, hit the left-hand side of the 4 to make sure the 1 stays right where it is. 2 rails and probably right between the 3 and the 7. Right there, catching the 3. She's okay. Now she can just float and play the 3 in the upper left-hand corner.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. Just okay. Just okay to where she can still play with draw, set herself nicely up on the 5, and then draw back for the 6. She could play with topspin and a hair of right to play for the 5 in the side. Or topspin left.
I like
she
that.
could go topspin left and go short rail,
Yeah,
long rail.
I like that call.
Would be an easier 5 ball after. A little bit more difficult on the 3. So she chose to play a little bit more basic, but then now we'll have to play.
Just straight draw.
Yeah, we'll always gotta hit it smooth. And
Just avoid the 7. This angle might be a little steeper than what it looks on our screen here. Nope, she's drawing.
yeah, second diamond on the long rail. Oh, she not super smooth. She didn't really smooth press all the cue to there, and she came up a little high on this 6.
Probably going to go back and get her extension for her cue. She may
Yeah,
have to bridge this one. She is.
Well, and
That's hard shot when you're down 3-2.
yeah, and then also she has to avoid the 10 ball. She has to go in between the 10 and the 7, bump the short rail, and get back up for either the 7 in the top right corner or the 7-9 combo. But most of the time when you start to cut these balls, if you hit a little thinner, you run into the 10, now you get really tough on the 7. Oh, she's hit
Hit
the
it
cut.
good.
Yeah, very good.
And left it really good for the 7. That was a good shot, especially using the bridge.
She gonna draw.
Is she gonna stop this or pull it into the 8?
Oh.
That's kind of what I was worried about, because they were so close and the angle was going into the 8 no matter what. So she's either going to have to find a good safe here, because I don't believe she can cut this in the side.
She's just gonna try and get the 8 to the short rail. Oh, that needs to go. I think, yeah, she's left it on. So it's just these 3 balls for Allison. It's a tough cut though, because she needs to hold the cue on the center, around the center of the table.
And there's a, I was going to say, there was a potential of a scratch up on the 9 as well. So, and Allison did leave Margaret a little piece of this 8 ball, so she can actually thin this on the left-hand side.
Yeah, this is the battle of nicking the 8. If you can get the 10 completely in between, then big chance to win the game most of the time.
Margaret wants to leave Allison with the exact same shot as what she's given her. Behind the 10, perfect speed. No, I think it came out.
Yeah, that 8 ball does go, and the only thing Allison's got to do is roll it in.
Yep, she's
has guaranteed
a shot.
to be on the 9. Don't force this. Make sure you make it. That's the only thing.
Little soft roll. I believe that may be the end of this match.
Yeah, you would have to favor Allison to get there. You never know though, so don't be too optimistic.
Presumptuous.
No, Allison has played a hell of a match here. Couple weird mistakes, like she played position on the wrong shot and stuff. But she's pulled through. She's been making a lot of tough shots, good positional play. And Margaret, yeah, I think she just struggled here and there in pieces.
Couple of opportunities gone by.
I'm sure she'll be back. So this 10 ball to get to the semi-final. Allison Fisher, the Duchess of Doom.
Does it again.
Yeah, she goes through to the semi-final, and Margaret FEFILOVA's tire is out. But I'm sure we will see her at her next event.
Indeed.
So this was our last match for today. Would love to see you tomorrow, I guess, around 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. We will be back with the semi-finals of the Women's Open. This was Dale Lawrence. Thank you, Dale. And
Thank you for having me yet again, Tim.
And myself, Tim de Ruiter. And yeah, well, good night.
See you, everybody. See you tomorrow.